other guys. Some teams can just do that, and they've got
Right.
Pierce and Fri Sept, and they're still able to get physical and run the ball as well. So both of those, you're going to have to run, and you're going to have to defensively stop them. That's what I want to see. This running attack has looked good in the first 2 weeks of the season. I'm a little worried about what Baltimore's defense, just scheme-wise, is going to do with a couple of rookie running backs. Like, no matter how hard they run, they're gonna have a challenge here, and I want to see if West and Crowell can have the same success that they've had, relatively speaking, in the first 2 weeks. See if that carries over, because this is going to be a stout running defense here they're going to go up against.
Yeah, and it's going to, again, set the tone for the rest of these divisional games.
Yep.
So, with the Pittsburgh game coming up and then Cincinnati lurking before that, the Browns need to establish themselves in their division. They came close in week 1, but I think that getting down so much really set that tone. I think what we're really looking for this week is, you're right, they could play well and still lose. Baltimore is good. I think, again, they're going up against, the Browns are going up against a team that on paper has more talent than they are. The big thing we're looking for, and I think that the primary thing we want to come away with, is for the Browns to not beat themselves. Make Baltimore beat them. That's the main thing. That's what we have seen when I mentioned all of these years when they've won a big game, they've gone out the next week, and the other team didn't even have to show up. The Browns have turned the ball over 5 times. They can't move the ball. They make dumb mistakes. They lose the game all by themselves. Don't do that. I think if you can be competitive, show that there's that progress is continuing, even if you don't win, the thought that, okay, yeah, they're putting it together, and they're playing a... So as long as you do that, keep the optimism alive, keep that flame going, don't beat yourself.
In the tradition of college football, it's the annual Art Modell Bowl on the shores of the Lake Erie here. Get ready to do it up, and the stadium is going to be hopping. They've got the momentum off of that stadium affected the first quarter of that game. They know that they need to show up exactly like that here this week and actually give the Browns the home field advantage that they used to just automatically have, that for so long has not been down there at that stadium. This is an opportunity too. That crowd's going to be ready to start things off, so you've got to go out there and match it. That first quarter was huge. You have to have a first quarter like that against the Ravens here. Set the tone right off the bat.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it.
That's absolutely the case, just like last week.
Right. I'm gonna put you on the. Hey, and I got a funny feeling I know which way you're gonna go. And but what do you think? Do the Browns have enough? Hey, look, a lot of people say, "Hey, last week was great. Show me you can do it again." I want to see you can do it again. We've seen how you come back from a loss. Let's see how you come back from a win, because that is a sign of growth too. Some teams spend all week in their head thinking, "Hey, we're great," and then they come out and lay an egg the next week. So, and the Browns are really known for that. So, hey, let's see what they can do. But what do you think? Can the Browns just shock the world and head into the bye week at 2-1, or is Baltimore too strong?
Well, they can. I mean, let's put that on the table now. They certainly can, but yeah, I'm definitely in that camp. I need to see more before I jump that they have turned a corner. I need to see more. I still see Baltimore winning this game. I don't think it'll be a rout. I think the Browns will not be quite as sharp as they were a week ago. I can see like 24-14 Baltimore, something along those lines. I mean, the flip side of that is really, we talk about back-to-back, putting together back-to-back big, defining type of wins. The last time, if you remember, they beat the Saints 4 years ago when they went down to the Superdome and intercepted Drew Brees four times rather, twice bringing it back for touchdowns. Huge win, came back their next game and blew the New England Patriots off the field in Cleveland. Tom Brady and Belichick, 34-14. Great. I think that's the only time in the 15 years that the Browns have been back that they strung together 2 straight. They followed up a huge win with a huge win. So maybe it's the Saints. Maybe the Saints bring out the best in the Browns and it'll carry over to this week. I'd like to believe that. I need to see a little more. I need the Browns. If the Browns do, in fact, win this week and go into the bye at 2-1, I will be much closer to being a believer. Until then, I think I'm still in the skeptic camp. So I'm going with Baltimore this week.
And I'll tell you, I hear you on everything that you said there. Here's something, too, we didn't mention, and I'll leave it with this, that I think is maybe a variable in this game as well. And I know Mike Pettin likes to compartmentalize things with the team and break them down into singular focuses. The bye week being placed where it is, maybe a bit fortuitous because you could really sell your team on a 3-game sprint. Give me everything you got, and especially this week, lay it on the line because we get to take a week off. We can heal up before we get ready for the bulk of the season here, but maybe you give that little bit of, not that you give less, you know what I mean, but you have that little extra inside because you know that you can go extra hard, double tough, and have a week before you've got another game in front of you. I'm just saying, that's like another way as a coach that you compartmentalize things and go, give me every drop of energy you got because we got the bye week coming up, and that's
right.
A little
You're
bit
always
of a
more
different
productive
variable.
on the Friday before a 3-day weekend than you are on a normal Friday.
Exactly.
Right?
You get all kinds of stuff done at the office, you know what I mean? Because you're like, all right, I'm done for the weekend now. So I'm just saying, you look for every coaching advantage and competitive tool that you could use, and that's one of them right there. They've got another game to play next week. We don't. We can literally lay every drop of blood and sweat on the field to win this game, whatever it takes, So it's going to be fun. Let's see if the Browns answer the bell. Let's see what they do, and we'll see which way the bye week conversation goes.
Yes, yeah, and one way or the other, it will be a big week next week with whatever the Browns do this week, and then the Indians, of course, heading into the backstretch here, and then, of course, next Friday, Cavs Media Day, and the circus comes to town.
That's it. The circus comes to town. He's already going back up on the billboard there, so it's on officially. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. JK, enjoy the Tribe this weekend. Enjoy the Browns on Sunday, and then we will talk about it all Friday.
You bet, buddy. Lots to talk about. Looking forward to it.
All right. Jonathan Knight, the Sportswriter extraordinaire, my main man. He's with us every Friday here. A great extended conversation today. You guys can check him out on Facebook. Look him up. Jonathan Knight. Jon is how you spell it. Or on Twitter at JKnightWriter with a W, W-R-I-T-E-R, at JKnightWriter on Twitter. We're going to take a break, get you the news when we come back. Scouting report time. We're talking Ravens. Let's get you the X's and O's and ins and outs. Who do the Browns need to avoid being beat by this weekend by the Ravens? We know Joe Flacco's 11-1. Let's talk about some of those weapons. A Ravens scouting report with Jeff Gorman from Browns 101 coming up. Still to come in hour 2, Ryan Ruiz of The Inscriber with the 3 Dawg Bones to victory and so much more. Don't go anywhere. Here comes the news and more Sports Fix coming up next.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great!
Intelligent talk.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
These guys must be on the wrong station.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was
Get
terrible.
him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!
The Sports Fix.
I'm Tyler Zeller, and you're listening to The Sports Fix.
Have you gotten your copy of Cleveland's Finest yet? Highlighting the best moments, players, and media members in Cleveland sports history?
He won it! Elo hit a three-pointer on the sideline!
In-depth personal interviews with some of the top names in Cleveland sports fill the pages of this incredible book. Cleveland's Finest by Vince McKee is this year's must-have book for every Cleveland sports fan. Available now at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Sports Fix listeners, do you tweet? So do we. So tweet with us 24/7 at the Sports Fix CLE.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Harry Buffalo. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
News break.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news on Cardinals running back Jonathan Dwyer, currently on the reserve non-football illness list. A person with knowledge of the situation told the Associated Press Dwyer was undergoing mental evaluation because of mentions of suicide referred to in police documents. Because of the designation, Dwyer can't play for Arizona again this season. Dwyer was arrested this week, accused of assaulting his wife. San Jose police say they responded to a 911 call at the home of 49ers defensive lineman Ray McDonald in May after a man called and said a woman grabbed a gun during a dispute. No names were mentioned in the report. The woman put down the gun and fled. No one was arrested. The incident occurred at the same address where McDonald was arrested last month on domestic assault charges. Buccaneers quarterback Josh McCown injured his right thumb in the humiliating loss of the Falcons last night. Not yet known how long he might be out. Baseball, critical AL Central Series opens up tonight in Kansas City when the Royals host the Tigers, 6:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com. Kansas City's a half game back of division-leading Detroit.
After 75,000 miles, hidden causes of breakdown like leaks and sludge can shorten the life of your engine. Extend the life of your engine with the proven protection of Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil. Valvoline, 140 years under the hood.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix, live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock, Jerry Myers back with you guys, launching at Hour 2. Well, we kind of carved into Hour 2 with Hour 1, but it all rolls together. Hour 2 of the Sports Fix rolling on here, you guys. J-Rock, as I said, back with you, pushing the buttons and clicking the dials and coordinating and conducting the madness here that is the Sports Fix. Welcome back, guys. Got the news out of the way. Gonna go to the phone lines here in a minute and talk to my man Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com. He's got the Ravens scouting report each week. He's got the scouting report of the Browns opponent. We'll look ahead to that here in just a moment. You guys can't call just yet, but you can keep your conversation rolling with me. I want to hear from you. Facebook.com/thesportsfix. And make sure you like the page while you're there. Join the nearly 21,000 fans of the Sports Fix on Facebook. Tweet with us and follow us on Twitter at the Sports Fix CLE, all one word, at the Sports Fix CLE, all one word, or you can email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. And before we go to the phones, I didn't get a chance to bring it up earlier because we went right to JK and I was fired up talking some Tribe. You guys get a chance to see the Thursday night football game last night. Man, Falcons. All I'm going to say is B.J. Riddell doesn't get them all right, but, man, he had a feeling about Matty Ice there, and wow. I mean, Tampa's got all kinds of problems. You can add them to the list. You fantasy football players out there, add Tampa Bay to the list of Jacksonville and the Raiders with the people that you want to play everybody who has them as an opponent on the other side of the field. That pass defense for Tampa Bay may be the worst in all of football in the early part of this season. I mean, they made Matt Ryan look like the greatest quarterback in the history of quarterbacks. I think he had, 3 incomplete passes for the whole game. Matty Ice was 21 of 24, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had as many touchdowns as he had incompletions for the game. And a matter of fact, I think the Falcons had more touchdowns than the Bucs had first downs for the game. It was pretty close, I can tell you that. And Julio Jones, man, that catch, I mean, he had a monster game. And, of course, this is the second week in a row for you fantasy football geeks like me out there that I have run into a razor performance, sliced me up by one guy. One wide receiver a week has chosen to slice me up. Last week, Jordy Nelson pulls 44 points out of the air, man. Last night, Julio Jones does what he does. I've always liked Julio Jones, but that one catch that he had over the shoulder, for those of you guys that saw the game, twisting and turning and lining it up and catching it and fall and roll and being able to hold on to that. It was just a beautiful catch. I mean, that's a true talented wide receiver right there. There's a lot of guys that are talented. I don't mean it but I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, shut up, Charles. Yeah, that's your team. Somebody in the peanut gallery talking about fantasy football. Who talks about fantasy?